Hello everyone and welcome back to Kingdom Hearts 2 Final Mix on the PlayStation 4. We of course are playing on the one and only Critical Mode. In the last episode, we defeated Roxas, none other than Roxas, which is a brand new fight introduced in the Final Mix version of Kingdom Hearts 2. It did not exist, much like Critical Mode, in the actual first version of the game that came to the US. We did not have the Roxas fight, so that whole little bit there was actually just a cinematic that you never actually got to fight in. So that was super cool. For winning that fight, we end up getting a Keyblade. That Keyblade is currently equipped. It is called, oop, that's abilities, not items. That is called Two Become One. Light in Darkness is the ability. This is actually going to be incredibly important because we are going to try to get our brand new form, a brand new drive form. The best way to do this is to continue onwards. Make sure that there are enemies left here when you come in. Now, I'm just going to go ahead and grab some of these items real quick, like this Mithril Crystal. I'll come over here and grab this as well, which is going to be a Mithril Stone. Now, we want to make sure that there are enemies here because you have to be in combat, as far as I know anyways, for this to work. Now, right up here, we can go ahead and grab this Sunset puzzle piece. And then we can, of course, grab this piece as well. I love how there's like a truck here, and this world looks very, real, you know? But this, anyways, is the Memorial Skyscraper. You can actually see Kingdom Hearts in the background there. Anyways, we want to look around, make sure we get everything. Now, it's actually really important because if we head over this way, this is going to be a mechanic that's actually super useful. A mechanic, I should say, an area that is going to be very useful for the particular thing we want to do. So, let's proceed here.
Dead end?
There's gotta be a path somewhere.
What are you going to do with us?
You're the fire that feeds Sora's anger.
No. Sora's in danger because of me. This way. Believe in yourself. Come on, hurry!
Kairi, we're almost there.
But what does it mean? So, we now have a platform that was created for us? I don't understand how. We also get the Dark City map, a map of the area. We can also go ahead and drop off some synthesizing things, which we haven't been able to do in quite some time. We'll get an AP boost, a Serenity Crystal. Oh yeah, hand over all recipes. Oh my, look at the recipes that we have now. Ultima Weapon. We finally got the recipe for Sora's Ultima Weapon, which is something, by the way, that we are definitely going to want. Look at this thing. It is beautiful. It is just, oh, so beautiful. Apparently, we need a bunch of Orichalcum Pluses and a Twilight Crystal and a Dense Crystal before we can even start in on making that beautiful, beautiful thing. We also have the Knight Defender and the Wisdom Wand. These are two new things that we can go ahead and purchase for our good friends, which we are actually going to go ahead and buy both of these right now for Sora and for Donald and Goofy, I should say. And let's actually go ahead and throw those on them right now. If we look at Wisdom 1, we'll actually see it's a pretty significant upgrade. So we're gonna go ahead and throw that on Donald. It also kind of looks cool, personally. I think so anyways. And we did get the Nobody Guard, which is actually, and the Ogre Shield, which is actually better than the Knight Defender. But if you weren't lucky enough to get a Nobody Guard or a Ogre Shield or whatever, the Knight Defender will work just as well. But trust me, the Nobody Guard is just so good. Now, because this area is an area where the characters are out and walking around, our drive gauge will always be full as soon as we walk in here. So if we're at Memory Skyscraper and we use our drive gauge, again though, remember, we need enemies. There needs to be enemies to fight. So we're gonna have to proceed all the way out over here, which is my bad. I had to actually clear the area before I could start recording because, or else I would have started. Never mind, you don't need to know that. So if we go back into Fragment Crossing, this is not the ideal, but we can go ahead and Valor Form. And we got it right away! Oh, we got so lucky. This, everybody, is a brand new form that we now have access to at all times. This is called Final Form. The way you level up this form is by killing nobodies. That is the way that you level this up. So Wisdom Form, you have to defeat anything, and this is you can only get it by defeating nobodies. That is the way that you level up Final Form. But this is one of the best drive forms in the entire game. Now I just want to show you that if we end up going this way real quick, look at this thing. Look at this thing. The two Keyblade. Oh, it's so hot. It's so hot. We automatically have all 5 of our drive gauge. So I recommend, if you are playing along or you're at this point in the game, to keep doing this over and over until you get the sort of hidden, actually. This form is kind of hidden. You wouldn't get it really at this early if you didn't try to anyway. So you need to equip that. Its growth ability is Glide. The Glide ability that you remember from the first game, that is its growth ability. And this thing is so strong, guys. It is so strong, no joke. So if you do have the ability to grab this this form, I highly recommend doing so. We can actually go ahead and unequip 2 Become 1 now on Sora because the ability is actually kind of useless. The 2 Become 1 is only useful for that fact, right? The fact that you can actually unlock that drive form, which we now have. We can now do it anytime. So I'll go ahead and show you. We now have Final Form. We can just pop Final Form anytime. And of course we can change the Keyblade that it has equipped and all that jazz. This thing is super strong. As you can see, we can glide now. Look at this. Look at this. Isn't this just, oh, so beautiful. But we now have Final Form, which means we're getting very close to the end of this game, guys. Very, very close indeed. So I recommend saving, talking to Goofy, Donald, Mickey, seeing what's going on, and then we'll head actually into the world that never was, this castle area. That castle's the enemy's headquarters. It's probably swarming with nobodies. They're tough opponents, but they all have weaknesses. Try to find them. Okay. You can bet Organization XIII will be waiting for you in that castle. I don't need to tell you how powerful they are. Don't let your guard down. Donald, what do you got to say? This sure is a strange world. The moon even looks like a heart. Come on, now that we've opened the path to the castle, let's go rescue Kairi. Let's do it. Now, it's also worth mentioning that I am currently level 45 on Sora, which is pretty cool. Right over here is kind of a little tucked away chest, which contains an Orichalcum Plus, which is worth getting.
Kairi, where are you?
Shh! Remember where we are. This is their stronghold.
Wait! Your Majesty!
Be careful. I think we got company.
Namine. There you are.
Namine?
Kairi, I'm afraid leaving is not an option. I'll take you to see Sora. You don't want that?
I do. More than anything. But not with you around.
If I had a heart, this would be where I'd die of laughter. Didn't Roxas take care of you?
You can take it from here, Riku.
Riku? Wait! Riku, you're really here?
Look at all this story stuff going on. Kairi reunited with Naminé. I wonder what that means. And with Riku. That is just, guys, I'm so happy. So one of the reasons why I highly recommend getting Final Form before coming over to here is because in this world, you will only fight these guys. That is it. These are actually a new type of nobody that we just fought there, which actually isn't a huge problem. I'm actually going to go ahead and open this real quick. One of the reasons is because we can come over here and we can actually just start laying into these nobodies. This isn't the best place to level Final Form, but as you can see, we can still do a tremendous amount of damage to these guys and just proceed forward. Now, I want to make sure that we get as many as we can before we end up even going into, but look at how much damage this does, and this is like not even that good. All right, so now I want to see if we can get over here as fast as possible. We need to, oh god, we got a Skadoodles. Oh, okay, good. So again, we can revert, and if I'm not mistaken, you know what? I actually am mistaken. I was thinking that I should have went right to the world map. My bad, team, my bad. Yeah, so I was thinking that this would actually stay an area where they talk to. I forgot, actually, that it isn't. It goes away. My bad, guys, my bad. I'm actually going to keep Sora a little bit low here, and we're going to continue onwards. But again, doing this is ideal. It really, really is. So obviously, we want to deal with these guys by using Warp Snipe as much as possible, just because Warp Snipe is just so darn good. Again, if we're at a little bit low health, which we are right now, I'm actually going to cure up this just because that will help our drive gauge fill up faster. Final Form leveling is really, really important because we need the growth ability glide. That single growth ability makes the rest of this game a little easier. A little easier. Not you know, entirely easy, but you do need it, you know, to do that. So these nobodies are a little annoying. They kind of create these boxes that you have to sort of get out of, or you can just, you know, kill them super fast and be done with it anyways, which is my ideal way of playing the game. So right here we can grab another chest, which is going to contain a Mithril gem, and now we can proceed right forward. Nothing here except for a chest piece. This area looks a little sketchy. So those nobodies that I was telling you about are actually, ooh, the elevator. This is amazing. I love this area. So dragoons are gonna come down. You should try to be ready for them if you can be. I'm gonna go ahead and cast, oh, I forgot Magnet is not on my, well, let's see what happens, team. I forgot it's not on my customize, which is not good for me because I'm bad at this game. But we can destroy these guys real quick. It's actually kind of cool what's happening right now. So something else that I should say is that when you do unlock Final Form, which is why I recommend it, is you also get the ability to level all of your drive gauge, all of your forms, I should say, to level 7. They gain that additional level. So if we go ahead and look at our let's look at our status. We can now see that now we need more experience for Valor Form, and well, Wisdom Form wasn't maxed out anyways, but now Limit and Valor and Master, obviously, all of these, and not our drive gauges though, those are already at level 7 because we did that earlier. But everything else can actually finally be leveled now, which is super cool and something I recommend actually before proceeding too much further. We are gonna head over here though, let's grab that puzzle piece, and then we're gonna head over here. We do have a boss fight coming up. But we don't necessarily need many of our drive forms. So let's go ahead and talk to Donald. Wow, this place looked big from outside, but the inside looks even bigger. If this is going to be our last battle, let's show them what we're made of. It might very well be our last battle. Look at this place, guys. Look at this place. It is so big. Right here we can grab a, if I'm not mistaken, it is a Cosmic Belt, which again, super good. Goofy, golly, I feel darkness around us, but we haven't even seen any members of Organization XIII. But you know they always show up out of nowhere, so let's be ready. Indeed. I am going to go ahead, real quick, before I forget, and equip our beautiful thing with whatever the highest strength is. Sleeping Lion's pretty good, Bond of Flame is pretty good, enhances magic to increase damage dealt with fire-based attacks by 20%. You know, I'm actually going to equip that because it has fire boost. I'm going to equip that because we are going to be doing a leveling area technique soon, where that is going to be very useful. So I also want to go ahead and equip fire boost. There we go. And if I'm not mistaken, okay, fire boost is already there. So we now have basically 2 fire boosts that we'll be able to use. And let's save real quick. So I should tell you about those new Heartless that we've discovered. Those are called Sorcerers. Those can be fairly annoying. The best way to deal with them is to use Reflect, and that will actually block all of those cubes that they summon. Those will make it go back, and you can actually kind of kill them pretty much in one blow with that Reflect, seriously. Magnet works as well, but it's also possible to defeat them without them even summoning those cubes if you're really, really fast and you have some strength and stuff. So just keep that in mind. Now, going forward is going to be a little bit of a lengthy scene and then a boss fight. So make sure you're saved and make sure you're ready to head to the Hall of Empty Melodies. The Hall of Empty Melodies. This looks beautiful. Get prepared.
Sora, you've done well.
Where's Kairi?
Who knows? I expect she's catching up with her friend from the darkness.
What do you mean?
She doesn't need you anymore.
I'm supposed to believe that?
Well, you don't have to. But you can believe this. Organization XIII has no further use for you. Just look there. Our Kingdom Hearts. Thanks to you, we've collected countless hearts. Can you hear their euphoria? Now all they need is one more helping from the Keyblade Bearer.
We gotta find!
But Kingdom Hearts.
Sora! Sora, it's really you!
Kairi!
Huh? You leave Sora alone! Huh. Sora!
Take it.
This time, I'll fight. You know Sora's completely hopeless without us. Come on, Riku. Ha!
Well, well. Will the intrusions never end?
Why, Pete, this castle is perfect. Perhaps we should acquire it.
Well, the setup is kinda nice, I guess. But what about all the Heartless? Oh, this in-between world, it's way too close to the darkness. They ain't gonna listen to us here.
Once again, you underestimate me.
I'm sorry, but this ending of this game is worlds better than the ending to Kingdom Hearts 1. Like, it is so intense.
It's been too long, my friend.
Ansem the Wise, why didn't you come to me before things got so bad?
Xemnas, the Organization Superior, is the nobody of Xehanort, my foremost apprentice. The burden was mine to bear.
Is that all?
I won't deny there was more. I was obsessed with thoughts of revenge. My apprentices stole everything precious to me. My research and my pride.
I can't help you with revenge.
I know. Riku's told me 1,000 times.
Where is he?
He must be with his friends by now. Riku was a great help to me. I found him wandering the darkness after you and he lost track of each other.
Gosh, we didn't lose each other exactly. Riku left, well, because Xehanort's Heartless was still inside his heart, troubling him. And he sure must have been suffering. But what I don't understand is why he looks like that now, when he's still Riku at heart.
I am to blame. When I met Riku the first time, he still had the appearance of a boy. Probably because he had such a strong heart. I asked him to find a young man named Roxas from Organization XIII and bring him to me. When I told him it would help Sora awaken from his slumber, Riku left without a word. He fought Roxas, and I can only surmise Riku lost that fight. Riku must have realized then, to fight in the realm of darkness, he would have to immerse himself in that same darkness. And when he did, you saw what became of him. When Riku brought Roxas back to me, he was introducing himself as Ansem. If that was what it took to awaken his friend, he was ready to live in darkness. Riku was the victim of my revenge. Oh, how my heart ached. I could only laugh to hide my shame.
I guess it must have been after that when I saw Riku again. He said he wanted to help Sora, but he made me promise. Promise that Sora wouldn't ever find out about what happened to him while he was out in the darkness.
My friend, the time has come. I must make amends to these young people.
Get off! What's going on?
Have you been a good boy?
Show yourself!
Oh, it sounds like you haven't. Sora! Roxas!
Roxas? Hey, did he just call me Roxas?
You've really put Organization XIII in a pickle. I guess that must be why the Keyblade chose you. But man, did it pick a dud this time. You don't look like you're half the hero the others were.
Are you done rambling?
Rambling? As if. All I'm trying to tell you, traitor, is that your time is up.
Here he comes!
And now we get to fight Xigbar himself. This fight can be really challenging, but I'm going to show you some ways that we can make it a little bit easier. So right off the bat, we are going to open with Reflect, which will allow us to break right away. Unfortunately, I missed the reaction command because I'm terrible at this game. Reflect again, and then we're going to break and just keep using Warp Snipe, and we'll be able to get Xigbar out of this really cool opening phase that he may or may not repeat as you go on. Now, right off the bat, I recommend yet again using a Reflect right there. I was considering going into Master Form, but for some reason I didn't have it available to me, and then I realized, oh right, I don't have enough drive gauge. So now we're going to jump right back into him, try to see if we can kick his butt, wait for these, reflect those back just to get a little bit of free damage. Now we are looking to do enough damage to get him into about 3 bars of health left, maybe a little bit less, or maybe a little bit more. Then Duck Flare right off the bat, because again, don't forget, this is such an incredibly powerful ability that we now have in this version of the game, especially this version. Like, that Duck Flare is so strong. As soon as we have the opportunity, we are going to go into Master Form because we have so strong aerial combos while we are in Master Form. And here we're going to be able to do some damage while also being able to just stay up in the air, which is actually going to stop him from using his DM because we pushed him so far into his damage. Now, he's going to use this big attack, which is totally fine. He's going to keep doing that. You can actually reflect that back at him or use a reaction command, and it'll do a lot of damage. Right there, I'm just going to reflect a bunch of different times, hopefully be able to get over to him. Now, I should revert so that I can switch back to Donald, use this Duck Flare. Watch how much damage we are able to do to him right now. I am about to take his health all the way down. This Duck Flare makes this fight a breeze. Mega Duck, as well as our melee attacks, and boom. Xigbar down. Maximum MP increased, Donald gained an item slot, and Goofy's HP has increased. Just like that, Xigbar's down. So cool.
Why did you call me Roxas?
Wouldn't you like to know?
Hey, hold on.
Slower, it's tiny.
Uh-oh, they need our help.
Sora and Rico are together. We have no part to play here.
Gee, I wonder if Riku will ever change back.
Rico chose that form so he could use the power of darkness. It won't be easy.
Kyrie, we're on our way.
And we get Secret Ansem Report 3, which we haven't read any of these. We should probably do that at some point. And just like that, we're done. That's crazy. We already did the Xigbar fight. We are cruising. You can actually see Kyrie is upstairs. We could potentially get to her, but that's okay. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope that you enjoyed this episode. I am loving this. We are basically sieging the organization's castle, and that is so cool. It is just so cool. In the next episode, we will proceed, maybe even do some leveling stuff, but definitely go and face the rest of the organization. Thank you so much for watching. Showing up on screen is some links that you can click. Remember, never give up, never surrender to Xigbar.